Hello everyone! Today we are going to cook very delicious juicy cutlets. The cutlets today will be just like grandma's. The secret of the cutlets is that they will have a golden crust, but they will be very juicy inside. And for this, you don't need to fry them for a long time in the pan. So take any minced meat you like. The fattier the meat, the juicier the cutlets will be in the end. I just have pork, but you can use a mix. To any minced meat, to make it juicier and tastier, you can add finely chopped lard if you have it. The first thing we'll do is take a few slices of bread. I have these, see, 4 pieces. We'll pour milk over them. Like this, let them soak for now. And I'll gather everything else. So for half a kilogram of minced meat, I'll add 1 egg, of any size definitely. Especially if you're making it from chicken, add 1 egg. Now let's add all the spices. Salt the minced meat to taste. Everyone's salt is different, so salt it as you like. Let's add some pepper. Let's add some paprika. So you see, these are all the basic spices. For flavor, for a bit of zest, I add sour cream. If there's no sour cream, add kefir. Take about 30 milliliters. You can add kefir, something like that, a fermented dairy product. If there's neither sour cream nor kefir, but you have plain classic yogurt, add 2 or 3 tablespoons of plain yogurt without flavor. Now into the blender, add 3-4 cloves of garlic and 1 large onion like this. So there should be a lot of onion. If your onion isn't as big as mine, take 2 medium-sized ones if they are small. But there should be a lot of onion. Firstly, the onion will add flavor, and secondly, it will provide juiciness. That's why onion is good. In this case, the onion should not be chopped, but turned into a puree. Just take a blender and chop it. The onion should turn into a puree like this, just a little more. Add it here. Now take the bread. The bread goes directly into the milk. Squeeze it a little like this to let the excess milk drain. And then mash the bread like this. Look. Patties always turn out juicy with bread. Don't think that bread is added just to increase the volume, although that is done too. But patties are juicy when they have this kind of bread. You can use any kind of bread. I use white. I prefer white. Now, knead all the minced meat with your hands. So I added salt to taste, so you don't need to add more salt later. As for spices, besides pepper and paprika, I don't add anything else. If you want, you can add some greens, add some kind, or any of your favorite spices. So mix it well, like this. The minced meat is kneaded like dough. You know, just like we knead dough, that's exactly how the minced meat is kneaded. The longer you knead it, the softer the cutlets will be. You can just put on your favorite song or movie for about 20 minutes and knead it like this. If you took a whole piece of meat and made it into minced meat, not pre-ground meat, already bought, the one that sometimes lay in the freezer, you know, after freezing, the minced meat is a bit softer. Then, the longer you knead it, the more the cutlets will benefit. The minced meat turned out, I can really feel that it's like this juicy, really good minced meat, sweet, good. If you feel that your minced meat lacks moisture, how can you tell? When you knead it, it will be a bit like, you know, like an uneven dough, and it will crumble a little. In that case, add a few spoons of the milk in which you soaked the bread. But I won't do that anymore. I have plenty of moisture here. That's it. Now let it rest for a bit. Cover it with plastic wrap for about 10-15 minutes. If you put it in the fridge, it can stay there for an hour or 2. All right, look, you see, it's like a uniform dough. And we will fry it. I will fry it in breadcrumbs. They can be replaced with flour, but more flour burns. So I recommend using breadcrumbs, preferably homemade. You know, take a loaf, cut it into cubes, dry it in the oven, and then use the fine crumbs. That way, it's tasty and homemade. So, a piece of minced meat, we form a patty in breadcrumbs. Remove the excess. Gently flatten it and carefully place it on the pan. Fry over medium heat. And make a light golden crust, you know. The cutlets don't need to be fully cooked. Just until golden brown, then remove them. So the cutlets have browned. Turn them over to the other side, like this, and brown them on the other side. So, when the cutlets are fried on both sides, place them on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, like this, one next to the other. When you're about halfway through, as I still have a bit of minced meat left, preheat the oven to 180 degrees. Place the cutlets on the baking sheet and under the parchment paper. Pour in the water. So look, pour it so that there are about a few millimeters, like this, filled with water. Well, you can see under the parchment how the water flows. Put it in the preheated oven at 180 degrees. And another important point, place them for about 10 minutes, maybe 15, no more. Cover them on top with either parchment or foil so they don't dry out. This way, the water will evaporate, the moisture will pass through the cutlets, they will be juicy, and the golden crust will remain. So the cutlets are ready. Take them out. Look how great they turned out. Juicy, just beautiful. Look at these cutlets. So, here's my first taster, the eater of all mom's delicacies. 2 for you, 3. More, one more, right? One more. Here you go. Yum, yum. Yes, yum, yum. The main thing is to manage to take out the cutlets while there's still a bit of moisture left underneath the parchment. Then they are just so juicy, juicy. More. Lately, I haven't been using foil. Well, for some reason, I've started thinking that it's harmful. Maybe it's just my personal preference, and it seems to me that on parchment it's even somehow tastier. Even cutlets. Try it. Maybe it's just my subjective opinion. All right, let's try it. Listen, juicy, tender, simply out of this world. Very awesome cutlets. Put them all in a container. If there's a little bit of liquid, drain the liquid, that's what I do, into the container. Once they cool down, put them in the fridge, then reheat them. They are tasty even when cold. If they sit on the kitchen table without refrigeration for a few hours, they're still delicious to eat. The kids just grab them. Nastya loves cutlets, so I make them. I made these cutlets from pork. You can make them with any minced meat, even chicken. There's also a little secret to making delicious, juicy cutlets. Once on my channel, I filmed and added flakes to the recipe. Hercules oatmeal. It also turns out incredible. Juicy taste. Delicious cutlets. Find this recipe and try it too. There are many options for delicious cutlets on my channel. Different bread-ins, chopped cutlets. Well, in general, there are various recipes, so choose something. But this one is very juicy, very tasty. And if you don't want it too fried, let it get slightly golden on the sides and finish cooking it in the oven. That's good. Give it a like, share this video. Enjoy your meal. I look forward to your comments and feedback. Love you all. Take care. Bye.